1 Kings 9 and 2 Chronicles 8. G.K. Chesterton said, "Art, like morality, consists of drawing the line somewhere." Let's see if this story helps us find where God may draw a line. God is said to come to Solomon in a second vision here, and the first vision was back in Gibeon when Solomon first began to reign. He asked God through a dream to have wisdom, and God gave him both wisdom and riches. Solomon has now just finished his great dedicatory prayer for the temple. He has sacrificed thousands of animals. He peppered that prayer, remember, with the word forgive, the request that, oh God, if we forsake you, please be prepared to forgive us. So God then begins an answer to this prayer in this second vision, and it's in 1 Kings 9, verse 4. Now, if God begins, and before I continue, let me tell two quick stories to set context to this. Back in 1 Samuel 17, Solomon's father David killed the giant Goliath, and in that verse 1750 for Samuel, it says that David chazak. It's a very violent word. It's translated as prevailed over or defeated. Remember how bloody this battle ended. This chazak is used elsewhere in the Old Testament for seize, even in the context of a rape at one point. Strengthen, as in strengthening a gate. It's used of the Pharaoh hardening his heart. It's used of the famine in Egypt at that time being severe. It's almost as though when the author wants to emphasize the violence of something or the severity of something, he'll use that word chazak. It almost has that onomatopoeic sense of the sound of the word is like its meaning, like meow or hiccup. And that seems to be the use of the word. And then, interestingly, in 1 Samuel 30, verse 6, where David is running from Saul, and probably the lowest point of that period of David's life, and he is returning to his town of Ziklag, and he finds it completely burned. And even his men that are following him want to stone him. At that low point of David's life, it says that he chazaked Yahweh. And I take it to mean there that when all was lost, the only thing he had to hang on to was his God. The choice of that very, again, violent or severe word is used. All right, so back to 1 Kings 9, verse 4, where God is responding now to this most impressive display of adulation that any one human has ever given his deity. God says, "Now if you walk before me as your father David walked, in integrity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded you, and if you keep my statutes and keep my judgments, then I will establish the throne of your kingdom over Israel. But if you or your sons at all turn from following me, but go and serve other gods and worship them, then I will cut off Israel from the land which I have given them. Israel will be a proverb and a byword among all peoples. Everyone who passes by it will be astonished and will hiss and say, 'Why has the Lord done thus to this land and to this house?' Then they will answer, 'Because they forsook Yahweh, their deity, and have chazaked other gods, and worshipped them and served them. Therefore the Lord has brought all this calamity upon them.'" God has drawn the line.